Welcome to Stone Watching. Today we're talking about Peaky Blinders, a Netflix original series. And if you haven't already, please smash the subscribe button and click on that bell so you can be notified for future videos. And be sure to give this video a thumbs up. And yes, I just got doing a binge watch of the Netflix series Peaky Blinders. Now, this show is pretty damn good, I have to say. Now, I will also admit up front, if I did not get the recommendation from my friend Victoria out in California, I probably would have never watched this show because Netflix has a very bad habit of not telling people what's on their service. I mean, I get emails from HBO Max and Disney Plus monthly saying, hey, this is what's streaming on our service. I rarely ever look at it because I know what I want to watch on those two things. And so I don't really look at them emails, but I do get one every month. Let me know what is new on their service. And I don't really get that kind of thing from Netflix. So I think Netflix needs to get with the ball and kind of do the same thing. Granted, they've got the most subscribers of all the streaming services out there and stuff like that, but I don't know, man. That's a topic for a whole nother video. You know what I'm saying? Now, as I was talking to my friend about this show, we were talking about the good TV shows that are out there right now. And of course, I was promoting Mandalorian and the MCU shows over on Disney Plus. And she's like, hey, have you ever heard of the show Peaky Blinders? I'm like, no, I haven't. What's that all about? Now, she launched into this description of this show. And I'm going, kind of sparked my interest just a little bit. I'm going, okay. Then I did a Google search on the show, and I'm like, whoa, man, there's 5 seasons. Now, there's only 6 episodes per season, but that's still 30 episodes total. So that was like a lot of TV to go through. And then to come to find out, like they had, each one was like a runtime of almost like 55 minutes every single episode. Now, I will say this straight up. The best thing about this show, maybe not the best thing, but the most impressive thing about this show is that when they say that the runtime is 55 minutes, they mean 55 minutes. I mean, the show starts immediately when it starts up. I mean, there's like opening credits and like they show like the actors' names and stuff like that. And there's like a little bit like a theme song, a little bit. But other than that, that doesn't really last all that long. That's like maybe like 30 seconds, even not less. I didn't really time it. But this thing goes all the way to the end. There are no like 7 minutes worth of credits like there is in the MCU shows over on Disney Plus. You know what I'm saying? Now, granted, the MCU does usually have credit scenes within those long ass end credits, but that's a topic for a whole nother video too, right? But anyway, again, I thought that was pretty damn impressive. Like when they say the runtime was 55 minutes, you got 55 minutes worth of story time. I thought that was so impressive. Peaky Blinders is a British period crime drama television series created by Stephen Knight. Set in Birmingham, England, the series follows the exploits of the Shelby crime family in the direct aftermath of the First World War. The fictional family is loosely based on the real urban youth gang of the same name, who were active in the city from the 1890s to the early 20th century. The show premiered on September 12, 2013 on telecast BBC 2 into the 4th season. Then it was shifted over to BBC 1 for the 5th and the upcoming 6th season. In 2018, after the show's drama series win at the BAFTA TV Awards, Knight confirmed his ambition of making the story of a family between 2 wars by ending it with the first air raid siren in Birmingham, which was on June 25th of 1940. The 5th season premiered on BBC 1 on August 25th of 2019. Netflix, under the deal with Westing Company and Emmendale, acquired the rights and released Peaky Blinders in the United States and around the world in January of 2021. The 6th season is set to be released in 2022 and will be the series' final season. Here is a quick rundown of the last 5 seasons. Season 1 is an epic following of a gangster family of Irish Romani origin set in Birmingham, England in 1919, several months after the end of the First World War in November 1918. The story centers on the Peaky Blinders gang and their ambitious and highly cunning boss, Tommy Shelby. The gang comes to the attention of Major Chester Campbell, a detective chief inspector in the Royal Irish Constabulary sent over by Winston Churchill from Belfast, where he had been sent to clean up the city of Irish Republican Army, communist gangs, and the common criminals. Winston Churchill also charged him with suppressing disorder and uprising in Birmingham and recovering a stolen cache of arms meant to be shipped to Libya. The first season concludes on December 3rd of 1919, Black Star Day, the event where the Peaky Blinders plan to take over Billy Kimba's betting pitches at the Worcester races. In the 2nd season, we see the Shelby family expand their criminal organization in the south and north while maintaining their stranglehold on their Birmingham heartland. It begins in 1921 and ends in a climax at the Epsom Racecourse on May 31st of 2022, Derby Day. third season starts and ends in 1924 as it follows Tommy and his family entering even more dangerous ground where they once again expand, this time internationally. The third season also features Father John Hughes, who's involved in an anti-communist organization. Polly enlists Reuben Oliver, a painter, to paint her portrait. Season 4 begins on Christmas Eve of 1925 and ends following the general strike on May of 1926, with Tommy using Jesse Eden for information and being elected as Member of Parliament in 1927. The fifth season begins 2 years later on October 29th of 1929, Black Tuesday, and ends on December 7th of 1929, the morning after the rally led by fascist leader of Oswald Mosley. Starring Cillian Murphy, Sam Neill, Helen McCrory, Paul Anderson, Annabelle Wallace, Sophie Rundle, Joe Cole, Finn Cole, Harry Curtin, Charlotte Riley, Noah Taylor, Tom Hardy, Natasha O'Keefe, Amy Fionn Edwards, Geit Janssen, Alexander Sindig, Kate Phillips, Adrian Brody, Aidan Gillen, Charles Murphy, Anna Taylor-Joy, Sam Kellifen, Andy Nyman, Richard McCabe, and Neil Maskell, just to name a few. Currently, Peaky Blinders is sitting with a Rotten Tomato score of 92% and an audience score of 94%. That's pretty damn good for a TV show. You know, I don't really know the difference between the Rotten Tomato scores for a TV show compared to a movie and exactly how they do that, but except for I couldn't find like a top critic review or last audience review on Rotten Tomatoes to see like I normally would for a movie. So I'm not really sure exactly how that works. Now, I don't know what the operating budget was for this show, but considering it was like a timepiece-like type show, those usually tend to be kind of expensive, especially when they're trying to be really authentic to the time period that they're in. And this show, at least as far as I could tell, was pretty accurate, right? I mean, I could be wrong. I mean, I'm no historian, but it looked pretty damn accurate as far as I can tell. Now, according to what I've read and I understand, that the creators said that they were going to have a season 6 and a season 7. Then during the pandemic, for whatever reason, they decided they can only do a season 6 and that's it, and maybe a movie that covers season 7. Now, he also said that this thing was going to end, pretty much at the beginning of World War II. So if that's the case, that's like 10 years he's got to cover. Now, are they going to try to squeeze 10 years in 6 episodes in season 6? Or are they going to do 5 years for season 6 and then maybe another 5 for the movie in season 7? I mean, I'm not really sure exactly how they're going to do that. I have to say that when I was watching this show, I was getting kind of frustrated because they didn't really always specify the time jumps that they had. And there was awfully a lot of times where things happen off camera and you just had to pretty much accept it, which is, I guess it is what it is. But it's like when Arthur gets a new wife and stuff like that, where the hell did she come from? I mean, she just pretty much came up out of nowhere. And then the one episode, I can't remember what season it was, but it was at the end of one episode. I think it was the one where the Billy Bobs, whatever, showed up, or at the end of one episode, he goes, "If they want war, they've got war." That was at the end of one episode. And you start the next episode and they're already, truce, wave the flag, we're going to work together and blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, what? I mean, that was just from one episode into another in the same season. And I was like, are you kidding me? That was just so weird. And then because with the time jumps, and they didn't really specify the time jumps, these kids that they were having and stuff like that were all sprouting up like they were weeds. Now, kids grow fast, but they don't grow that fast. But now knowing that the time that passed between each season, now it kind of makes a little bit more sense to me. Now, something else I wanted to bring up was the theme song Red Right Hand, done by Nick Cave and the Bad Seed. Now, this song started to grow on me as I was doing my binge watch and what have you, and I thought it was pretty damn cool that they had different artists doing different versions of this song sprinkled throughout the series. Also, I mean, I don't know who they all are at this point, at least not yet. Maybe I'll dig into it and kind of find out, but I thought that was pretty neat that they had their version, which at first it was okay, it's different. And it started to grow on me as I was watching this more and more of the episodes, and then I started noticing that they had other artists doing the same song during their own way. And I was like, wow, that's pretty damn neat. And I did not notice that they had 3 different actors playing Winston Churchill throughout the series, name of the show. I mean, I didn't really think anything of it. I saw it was the same character, and I just figured it was because he was supposed to be later on in the story and he looked older, I just figured they just put more makeup on the guy. I didn't really think to look all that closely and did not realize that they had 3 different actors until I was doing show prep for this video. Now, those actors are Andy Nyman, Richard McCabe, and Neil Maskell. I think that's how you say his name. Now, I didn't notice. And I thought that was pretty cool when I did see that they actually did have 3 different actors. I'm like, oh man, I have to go back and actually look at that a little bit closely because I just figured he was older, so I didn't think nothing of it. I don't know. As a whole, I think the series is pretty damn good. I'm waiting to see where they go with this thing in season 6. But then Helen McCrory died last April after a battle with cancer, and nobody knows whether or not if she actually filmed her parts for season 6 or if she was actually able to film her parts with season 6. And seeing how season 5 ends, it kind of makes me wonder if she did, because I would be really curious to see what her reaction is to what happened in the events of season 5. I'm trying not to give away too many spoilers in case if anybody who actually wants to go check this series out. And because it is pretty damn good, the writing is pretty damn good, and to watch these things start exactly from the opening credits all the way to the very end. And then they have credits after that, but they don't count that part as the runtime, which I thought was pretty damn cool. I don't know. I'm really looking forward to season 6, and I probably would go see the movie if they actually do the movie, but then again, it all depends on how that really goes. So now it was just recently announced that Cillian Murphy will be taking the lead role in Christopher Nolan's new upcoming film Oppenheimer. He'll be playing the title role of J. Robert Oppenheimer himself, and the release date is like July 21st of 2023. Now this looks pretty damn interesting, and it looks pretty damn cool that he took the lead role. I mean, Christopher Nolan is a pretty damn notable director, so for him to actually put this guy in the lead role, that's got to be saying something, right? I don't know. Have you ever watched the TV show Peaky Blinders over on Netflix? Let me know in the comments down below. If you are, what do you think about this show? Let me know in the comments down below. I thought it was pretty damn good. It was a lot better than I thought it was actually going to be, and can't wait to see what they're going to do next. So, I don't know, man. Let me know what you think in the comments down below.